next world. Israel's military has begun a new round of airstrikes targeting military positions in western Iran. Explosions have been reported across Israel, including in Tel Aviv, Haifa, Nes Ziona and Rishon LeZion. Meanwhile, Iran is taking its grievances to the United Nations, demanding an emergency Security Council session. Iran's ambassador accused the US of illegal use of force and called for global condemnation. Iran's foreign ministry warned that continued silence by international bodies risks unprecedented danger and vowed to resist US military action with all its might. We're now joined by Adrian Calamel, who's a terrorism scholar located in New York City, USA. Adrian, given this even 6 massive ordnance penetrator may not destroy every tunnel at Fordo, what objective evidence would satisfy you that the nuclear threat is neutralized here in regards to Iran's nuclear capabilities, rather than just merely delayed?
Question, Thomas. With Fordo, we're still going to need to see battle damage assessments, but the Trump administration seems pretty convinced that the bunker busters that were sent in there one after another were able to damage the all the centrifuges there. Now with Natanz, that's another one where there was basically 14,000 centrifuges underground, and they're pretty certain that they eliminated those. Isfahan was another problem area, but there are still places that Israel cannot hit, the United States cannot hit, and they should not hit because of the fear of a nuclear contamination, such as the Bushehr reactor. But this sets it back. I mean, the Fordo was Khamenei's crown jewel in his nuclear program, and moved towards the bomb, and now it appears to be gone.
Yes, as you said, Trump says Fordo is gone, but Iranian TV shows limited damage. How much weight should policymakers give to Iran's own imagery and IAEA inspections before launching any follow-up attacks?
Yeah, well, with Iranian state TV, you got to remember this is IRIB, which has also been coined as terror TV. You're not going to get accurate reporting on there. It's not a reliable source, nor is press TV or anything that's coming out of there. And quite frankly, I wouldn't blame the Iranians for trying to conceal the damage done there. It only makes sense for them to do that. They did say that there is no nuclear contamination there, and I do believe them on that, because that was generally the assessment, that you would not, with that strike on Fordo, you would not have that issue, even though it is near a relatively populated area, home.
Yes, and Adrian, overnight missiles reportedly were intercepted over Jerusalem and Haifa in Israel. We've also seen proxy groups like Hamas and the Houthis condemn the US strikes today. But if Hezbollah and Iraqi militias now open secondary fronts, which is possible, does Israel still have the bandwidth to manage Gaza, Lebanon and Iran simultaneously without wider US ground commitment?
Yes, I absolutely do believe they have the ability. I don't know. I mean, these are all questions that's going through everybody's head. Is Hezbollah going to throw its weight in behind this? They were kind of sacrificed on the altar. Are the Iraqi proxies that are operating there, Badr, AH, are those groups going to say, you know what? The Islamic Republic really isn't worth it here. Let's take our own little fiefdom and let's hold on to that. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do, and if they decide to retaliate, and who they decide to retaliate against. Is it against Israeli interests or is it against U.S. interests?
Yes, and Adrian, Washington has struck a safeguarded nuclear site inside a UN member state. How do you answer critics who say this erodes the very non-proliferation norms Israel depends on to keep its neighbors from going nuclear?
Well, they've violated the NPT over and over again. Fordo wasn't discovered until 2009, secretly built in 2006. That's the most dangerous site, and wasn't discovered until there was a contamination site there. They are the only country that would be able to enrich and reprocess and possess a nuclear weapon. So that's kind of that's kind of the situation. That's what we're stuck with here, and the regime needs to have this nuclear, and the IAEA, they were found in, right before this happened, they were found in breach. Go through Emmanuel Grossi's reports over the years. That's where a lot of these assessments are taken from. We're supposed to have transparency with the monitoring. There has been not a lot of transparency. At times they have taken cameras and held them basically hostage so they cannot even view the video. So there hasn't been trust, there hasn't been verification, and the IAEA has finally come out and confirmed that. So they can't, the IAEA is there to verify. They're not there to kind of look at intent. But what they're seeing is, when you're enriching up to 60%, that's not for peaceful purposes.
Adrian, thank you very, very much for joining us once again.
Thank you.
Iranian media has reported that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has said that it's